Good morning, everybody. First time being on the camera in a while. Usually my wife does all this stuff, kind of different feeling trying to do this stuff and explain what I'm wanting to do. Today I'm gonna go up to the greenhouse and I'm gonna try to set up a mist propagation system to help with cuttings and propagating the cuttings that we use, softwood cuttings or whatever, and I'll bring you along and show you what control valve we're using, and because when you're propagating cuttings or whatever, you can't just flood the cuttings. You'll just kill them or whatever. But the timer we've got goes to seconds versus minutes, and I'll explain that a little bit later on and show you the up close valve that we're, our controller unit that we're using. It's by Dig. So here we are coming up to the greenhouse, and let me show you the area inside that we've already got these shelves kind of, my wife done a video earlier on that, kind of where we're at as far as putting stuff up on the workbench and all that stuff. But I kind of want to use this area that's underneath, and of course we will go ahead and put shade cloth on this while we're doing that and kind of darken it down, keep it no direct sunlight hitting these cuttings. But underneath this area right here, let me get this up out of the way. I've already got some kind of stuck in some sand. I want to kind of in this area use roughly pretty close to maybe 18 feet coming down through here, probably down to this section right here, so it'd be two sections. And I've got my PVC pipe and some fittings and stuff like that, but the controller's down at the house. But yeah, I want to kind of come in, and when I put this together, fasten this pipe up underneath this section and put the pendants down with the mist nozzle on it that will come on as it times and keep the cuttings wet. And I'm hoping to maybe set it for like every 8 minutes for at least a 5-second blast. And here I've kind of laid the pipe up here on top of the section, and I kind of want to go down through here and kind of just rough mark where I want my cut in the pipe. That way I can put the sprinkler or mist nozzle down or the pendant down from it. So like I was saying earlier, I was kind of just going to make a mark kind of where I want to cut the pipe. That way I'll know in each section I'll have roughly 36 inches in between. And then that'll leave me enough pipe toward the end that I can put a cap on right here. And if we ever decide that, hey, we need to propagate more, we ain't got enough room for this propagation system, misting system, I can always add on and carry it on down if need be. So that's where we're at, and I'm gonna start cutting pipe. What I want to do is I'm just kind of roughing it in, and then I'll run the water to it to make sure there's no major leaks or whatever before I actually fasten it all down tight. And so let me just flip the camera around here. So instead of putting it right up underneath right now, I've got it kind of down through to where I want it to kind of hang. And I've got misters actually ordered, and they're the same threads, but I had these Rainbird pop-up misters or whatever. I'll try them just to see. kind of get a feel for it. But anyway, let me bring you outside to where the hookup is here. So here is the solenoid valve. And I went ahead, like I said, I'm gonna probably cut this and turn it where it's not sticking out so far, and turn it on the elbow. And let me show you what we've got as far as the controller. So, got to looking around, we don't have any power up here, and then I don't want to really run an extension cord all the way up here to power a unit. So we went online and looked for a battery operated propagation controller. So what this is from Dig, and I'm not endorsing it or whatever because I'm not getting paid or anything to advertise their project, but let me just go ahead. It's a Dig. It's made by Dig. It's the 710 AP. It's battery operated controller. It's a single station propagation unit. And what happens is it comes with different adapters for your controller, like on the solenoid valve that's over there. And then this goes into the solenoid valve. And then, bear with me folks, here's your controller. And the good thing about this controller is you can set the time of day, you can modify it, and like I was saying earlier, this you can set it to go off by the seconds. So probably starting out, like I'll start out at like 5 or 6 seconds, like every 8 minutes, and then tweak it from there. But there again, once I get this hooked up or whatever, I'll kind of show you how we set it up and use the controller and set the times and all that. All right, everybody, so I've got the Dig propagation controller attached to the solenoid valve, and the neat thing about this, you can put it on here, or there's also a wall adapter, like if you wanted to put it up on the wall, which is easier. But I'm just doing a lot of this temporarily right now just to find out what I'm going to do. So I've already kind of went through the directions. The only thing I don't really like about this, it doesn't come with an owner's manual or operator's manual. You have to do a QR code and scan it and then look it up and look up the manual online. But you can just press any button. So I went through, and it says right up here when you scroll through to set the time, I went through and you just basically you hit the center button whenever you get to the set time, and it'll flash, and you can scroll up and down to do whatever time, PM or whatever. And then you scroll to the right to do the minutes. And then when you have it, you just hit that again and it goes to it. Then you can scroll to the next one. Let me take this plastic off. So when you go to the right, it comes up to your start time and every time. But in order for this to go into the propagation mode, like I said earlier, to get it down to the seconds, I had to go, let's see if I can do this again. You have to hit, anyway, it's weird how they've got it online. But anyway, what I've done, I've set it for every 12 minutes. And then let me see if I can get it, the start time to come on every morning. I've set it to go at 7 a.m. and the stop time, I'm going to stop at 7:29 or 7:30. I don't know why I done 7:29, but 7:30 at night. I figured it'd be humid enough at night in there to not have to water overnight. And I'm going to run it for 6 seconds every 10 minutes or 12 minutes, whatever I had a while ago. And then I don't want the rain delay on. I can come out and do that, and then basically that's where it's at. So I've got it all set. Like I said, I wasn't real big fan on what they wanted to do, and it kind of gives you the directions right here how to scroll through. But in order to find the propagation mode on this, I had to go online with that QR code, and it did pull the manual up, and you can override it. And there again, I don't have the exact misting heads I'm going to use on there, but I'll hit this and show you through the window here. When it comes on, you can override it and hit. You can see there that it'll run. I mean, it runs for that 6 seconds and cuts off. The reason I don't have everything running, and see how it's got that right there, that's not the right mist, but I wanted to set it up to see how I was going to get water to it and program the controller. So that's it. Hopefully you got something out of this video. If you did, I hope you'll hit like, subscribe, and we'll keep trying to bring some more propagation videos to you. We've already propagated all these calla lilies, and they're really doing good. So that might be a future video. But anyway, that's the Dig 710 AP valve controller, mist controller. Thanks. Have a blessed day.